Hey guys, today I'm going to cook some baby back ribs on my Weber Kettle, and I'm going to try using the 3-2-1 method, which is 3 hours on the grill unwrapped at around 225 degrees, and then you wrap them in foil, put them back on there for another 2 hours, and then you pull them out of the foil and sauce them up for the last hour. I have a rack of baby back ribs here, and I just rubbed the outside of them with some of that avocado oil. That's just to kind of help the rub stick a little bit better. For this one, I'm using Kinder's mild barbecue rub. I'd change it up a little bit and see how this one is. I have actually used this rub before, but it's been a while. I've been using it on chicken some. I left the membrane on these ribs because my hand really hurts today. I have thoracic outlet syndrome. People ask about my channel name a lot, and the TOS part stands for thoracic outlet syndrome. It's a condition that affects the nerves and the circulation in my arms and hands. The Tin Man part's just because I don't move around too good a lot of the time, but that's what my channel name means. So a lot of times I'm working in pain, and today my hand just isn't working too good. My fingers really hurt, so I'm just trying to do things as easy as possible. To me, it's not causing myself some extra pain to try to pull a membrane off of there. So I used that rub. I'm just using some of this brown sugar and kind of let that sit, and I'm going to go outside and get the grill lit. Okay, I'm all ready to go here. I have some coals lit on one end of the slow and sear. I'm using the slow and sear. If you don't have one of those, you can just pile your coals on the back side of the grill. So have some nice hot coals on one end. I just want those to burn their way across, so it'll burn longer and at a lower temperature. I have some water in the reservoir. You can use a water pan if you don't have a slow and sear with a reservoir like that. And just gonna get the lid on there, and I'm gonna try to keep the temperature at around 225 degrees for the first 3 hours. It's been 3 hours, so I guess it's time to check this. I haven't opened the lid since I put it on. The temperature's been running around 225. It's actually 207 right now. I'm using these binder clips to seal my lid. I was having trouble with it leaking a little bit. It wasn't sealing, so I use these binder clips, and that kind of helps seal the lid and keep the temperature down a little bit better. Wow, that looks pretty good. Nice color on it. Looks pretty juicy. I guess I should get some foil and figure out the best way to wrap this up now. I'm wondering if I can just put the foil right on the grill and wrap this right on the grill. Let's see how this goes here. Hey, might work. Okay, you know, I need to add some liquid to that, I think. I'm just going to pour in some apple juice. This is just some Gravenstein apple juice. Got down at the produce market, down at Andy's Produce there. Sebastopol is a Gravenstein apple town. That's what they're known for, Gravenstein apples in Sebastopol. So put some Gravenstein apple juice in there. And all right, looks like that worked pretty good. I threw just a little bit of burnt charcoal in there, and now I'm just going to get the lid back on and let it go a couple more hours. It's been 2 hours, so it's time to take the lid off and get these ribs out of the foil. I'm curious to see how these are going to look. The grill's been running right around 200 degrees, between 200 and 215 most of the time. Well, that looks pretty good. I wonder how hot that is. I might need the tongs for this. Okay, look at all that juice. Wow. Trying not to dump it all over the place, but Let's see. Okay. All right. Lucky I had that dripping griddle pan in the bottom to catch all that juice, or that would have been a nice big mess. That looks a little bit dry. I'm wondering if I should have had these turned the other way with the meat side down when they were in the foil. I'm not sure about that. Oh well, I'm just going to get them sauced up and get the lid back on there, and we'll see how they turn out. It's been an hour and a half since I pulled these out of the foil, and I think they look pretty good. Plus I'm getting hungry, so let's pull them off of there and go try them out. Let me grab a knife and we'll see how these look. Well, looks pretty good. Let me see if I can cut one off of there and show you guys what it looks like there. Looks pretty good, looks pretty juicy. Let's try a bite. Well, it's pretty good, but to be honest, it's still not quite as tender as I thought it might be. Let me try a couple more and then I'll give you the final rundown. So I ate a couple of those and I just thought they were kind of average. They weren't great, but they weren't terrible. They weren't super tender, but they weren't dry. I've cooked ribs wrapped, and I've lately just been cooking them unwrapped. And you know, I don't know if I can tell a big difference from the ones that I cook unwrapped. So there was nothing that really stood out for me. I think maybe my grill temperature wasn't quite hot enough. It was more around 200 than 225. Actually, a couple times it got down to even like 195. So maybe they didn't cook quite long enough. But you know, all in all, they were good, but there was just nothing that really stood out and impressed me over the ribs I cooked that aren't wrapped. Guess you guys just have to try it for yourself. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time. I guess we better see what Annie, the taste test dog, thinks. That tail's wagging pretty hard. I think she approved.